Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has departed for Tel Aviv, embarking on a two-day state visit to Israel. During the visit, PM Modi will become the first Indian Prime Minister to address Israel's parliament, the Knesset. His address is seen as a significant milestone in the strengthening of bilateral ties between the two nations. PM Modi's visit comes amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions in West Asia. The visit will focus on deepening cooperation between India and Israel, particularly in defence, trade, technology and innovation. PM Modi is expected to hold discussions with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on various issues, including regional security and economic growth. The visit will also include visits to Yad Vashem, Holocaust Memorial Museum and an interaction with the Indian diaspora in Israel. Both nations are looking to set new goals for their partnership, with particular attention to areas such as agriculture, water, management and people-to-people exchanges. The trip is set to further enhance India-Israel relations with a focus on security cooperation, innovation and building a resilient future. We're now going to Major General Gigi Davidi, who is a war veteran and professor and in international relations and strategic studies, joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us here today on NewsX World.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much.
My first question is, what are the core strategic goals behind PM Modi's agenda in Israel, from defence cooperation to economic partnerships? How might these shape India's broader foreign policy priorities in the Middle East?
Well, Ali, India and Israel, they enjoy very close relations which cover wide spectrum, the strategic issues, the trade issues, the defense, and also people-to-people relations. So therefore, these are the key areas or key pillars of the India-Israel relation. But before I come to the specific question, it's very important to understand that this visit comes at a very crucial time, when there is a heightened tension in West Asia, especially with the way Americans have amassed their forces and their tension is there between Iran and America. Now, coming to the visit per se, this is the second visit of Prime Minister Modi. First visit was in 2017. And as I stated, that the relation between Israel and India are multifaceted. First and foremost, Israel has been a very dependable partner as far as security is concerned, and some of the weapon systems which have been jointly developed, like the Barak 8, their performance was outstanding during the skirmish between India and Pakistan last May during Operation Sindoor. So Israel has been a great partner in developing these platforms and also the surveillance systems and the high technology transfer of the various weapon systems. That's the one dimension. Second is the strategic partnership. India and Israel are on the same page as far as terrorism is concerned. They also share the similar views on the regional issues. And another important factor is the connectivity, like the India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor is also very important, because in case there is a blockade of Suez or there is a certain development of security concern, that this is an important connectivity. And the third important point is trade. While the trade between the two countries is hardly about $3.75 billion, but there is a lot of scope in expanding the trade. And the last point is the political dimension, because as I said, that Israel and India are very close partners and they have multifaceted relations, and also the people-to-people contacts. So all put together, all I can say is that this visit is going to give further momentum and further consolidate the relationship between India and Israel.
And what diplomatic message does Modi send by addressing the Israeli parliament and holding high-level talks with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at this particular geopolitical moment?
Well, Alan, first and foremost, our relation erstwhile used to be hyphenated between Israel and Palestine. That's no more the case. So India has taken this visit, in fact, as a standalone visit. It's not tied up with any other visit. So that means that first message that is conveyed is the growing partnership between India and Israel, and addressing the parliament, Knesset, is also a very strong message. This is the first time that Indian Prime Minister would be doing so. The second message is that India is an important player in the region, and therefore India has to be taken into consideration, and its interests also have to be factored when we talk about the West Asia region, because remember that India has very close relation with the Gulf countries. India also has close relation with the other nations like Egypt. So therefore, this has to be taken into the larger perspective that India is a strong player in this region. And the third point is that while the tensions are on, while the region is in high sort of state of readiness for any contingency, India has offered itself that it can also play a role to tone down the tensions and also help in the negotiation process that is going on, because President Trump had recently floated the border peace in which 50 countries are on it, and India is also an observer on this issue. So therefore, all put together, I think India is positioning itself well in this region. It is an important player, and also it is willing to play an important role in the larger geopolitical dimension of West Asia ally.
Thank you so much, Major General Gigi Davidi, for joining us here today on NewsX World. Thank you. That's all we have time for. Keep watching NewsX World for more news updates from around